Guys, today we're giving you an update with the DJI Mini 3 Pro here. I do have a full in-depth review that I've done, a 500-kilometer review, and I'll link that up there somewhere for you so you can have a look after this video. But this is just a few months after, and I wanted to address the updates that DJI has done for this drone, mainly addressing the stability and the range issues that plagued several people in a couple different regions in the world. Depending on where you're from, you might have come across those things, myself included. And I wanted to give you my overall thoughts on this drone, having flown it for a few more months, and also give you my thoughts on some of my favorite accessories, some of my favorite must-haves, in my opinion, if you are to maybe invest in this platform. So what is the Mini 3 Pro? It is a tiny little drone that's under 250 grams, meaning you can get around a lot of the laws and regulations in the world, so you don't have to go out and get an extensive license. You do have to fly with caution, of course, and make sure you don't ruin it for everybody. Fly sensibly, but it is one of the best options, in my opinion, for traveling and for people who don't want to go out and basically become a professional drone pilot. They have done a few of the updates addressing the stability and the range issues, and I can completely confirm that it is much more stable and the range is much improved. They've done things like eliminate the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth when you're flying, and that's going to eliminate a lot of the interference. But for best results, you still want to have line of sight and the drone directly in front of you. You want to have the controller facing the drone. And in my case, I've used both controllers and tested them both, but I did get the best results with the RC controller here with the screen built in. So I would definitely recommend that controller to you, so you don't have to basically take up your phone and have that, losing power and not have the ability to answer calls and stuff, getting interrupted. This is just a fantastic, game-changing remote, in my opinion. Another thing that I would completely recommend to you is the Fly More combo. Because this thing was so hard to get your hands on initially, of course, with the shortages, well, I only had one battery for several months. So going out and shooting 20 minutes at a time was incredibly frustrating. So I finally got my Fly More combo and I never have to worry about it again. Great flight time on this thing right out of the gate, but definitely recommend you picking that up. And this also doubles as a charger, so if you want to throw in a USB here, you can also charge your phone or what have you, use this as an emergency power bank, but also have 2 extra batteries for you, so you can keep flying whenever you want. Other than that, guys, accessories that I would definitely recommend if you are getting serious about your drone videography and photography, well, pick up a set of neutral density filters. My go-to is Freewell, which is a great company that is pretty inexpensive and does manage to keep the performance quite good. They're my go-to for everything from drone to my full frame mirrorless camera, all sorts of stuff. They do make ND filters for a wide range of applications, so definitely check out Freewell filters. Aside from that, really the only thing that I'd recommend to you is this guy. It's a lanyard that attaches to your RC controller, so you can have this thing around your neck. So if you are out and about, if you're bike riding, if you're running, if you're, got kids and stuff, you can kind of put that thing down if it's doing a time lapse or you've got it on a waypoint or something. Really inexpensive and handy tool. And that's pretty much it for accessories, guys. Keep it basic. There's sky's the limit, but these are the things that I consider must-haves for this. My NDs, some extra batteries here, and then of course the lanyard for my controller. And that's it. And I have to say, this is now, with the updates, the drone that we kind of wished that it was right out of the gate. With those things fixed, it is something that I could completely and absolutely recommend to you. Absolutely no complaints. The footage you get out of it is just fantastic. And touching on a few of my favorite aspects of this drone, well, I love photography, so the high megapixel photos you get out of this thing are great. You can bracket your photos in camera to get high dynamic range photos, which look great as well. I like that you can shoot upwards, which is kind of cool. I'm still looking for always new compositions and shots that you can get and experiment when doing that, transitions and whatnot. Also, the active tracking on this thing is just phenomenal. I love that feature, and I was really hoping that we would get it, and we did, so that is just fantastic. Along with the sensors, it gives you just kind of peace of mind when flying this thing, especially if you don't have a lot of experience. Well, just know that it's not gonna run into as many things as it would if it didn't have any. It's not foolproof. It doesn't have sideways sensors, only forward and backwards and downwards, of course, but it's definitely better than nothing. And the footage is just fantastic. The 4K 60 is amazing. I'd recommend sticking to 4K 60 over the slow-mo feature, which isn't very good. And having said that, the 1080 is pretty much useless if you ask me. The 4K is great, it looks fantastic. You get high bitrate and 10-bit recording if you need it. And that means you can go ahead and pull a lot of stuff out of that raw footage, preserve the highlights, draw more out of the shadows to get the best image quality possible. So there's just a few of my favorite things out of this thing. Like I said, just a really brief summary. And again, if you want to see any more of this stuff in detail, check out my full in-depth review. That's my thoughts after several more months, and props to DJI for listening and working out some of the kinks. Yeah, it's not a perfect drone that doesn't exist, guys. As you know, nothing is perfect, but it is a absolutely fully capable drone that, yeah, I think you should pick up right now if you're in the market for a drone. It's miles ahead of the Mini 2, and well, of course, not quite to the scale of the Mavic 3 or something, but this is a lightweight drone that's kind of in a class of its own in terms of what this is and who this is built for. So keep that in mind, guys, and I just wanted to give you an update. I hope this helped you out, and again, if you want to see any of my other videos on this thing, check out the channel for that. I'll link a few up there for you. And if you did want to pick this drone up or any of the accessories, I'll drop affiliate links down in the description for you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, join the community, and like always, make mistakes, be yourself, and get out there and fly your drone. Take care, see you in the next one.